Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Marv. We have another good episode for you. Before I, start it off, I just want to tell people happy Sunday. Hope you're out there enjoying yourselves. NCAA tournament, March Madness. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my University of Buffalo Bulls. You know what I'm saying? We did the damn thing. We shocked the world. Unfortunately, we ran into Kentucky. Kentucky got NBA players on their squad, so the dream got
Arizona got two too, though. Don't sleep, but
the dream got cut a little short. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to UMBC. The funny thing is, the world don't know about UMBC, but there's a few New York City cats who went to Baltimore County back in the day.
Ronald Yates, Peter Mulligan.
You know what I mean? So we know the school, even though the school's not known on a national level. But shout out to them, you know what I'm saying? But, tonight they're going to prove to see if they still really belong, if they're going to add to it, you know what I'm saying? And also, happy St. Paddy's Day to all the people who Irish this weekend. There's a lot of black leprechauns running around the city getting drunk.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But, let me not do much talking. I'm going to have my boy introduce himself.
It's a boy, Cliff Brockbanal.
You know what I'm saying? Our guest is running a little late, but you know what? We got to keep the show going, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, happy St. Patrick's Day. Everybody don't get too drunk, you know what I'm saying? Everybody don't drink over your brackets being, shot.
Fucked up. They fucked up, bro.
Virginia, I can't believe Virginia lost to a 16 seed.
That's crazy.
But you know what? Tony Bennett is shot, yo, because his system doesn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, the all defense don't work in the tournament because the tournament's time to run.
But shout out to Tony Bennett, though. You see how he handled it with class?
He's definitely class.
That was every day. That was a life lesson after they lost the game, because a 16 seed to beat a number one seed like that, you could easily be like, you know what? They got us. They got lucky or whatever. He handled it with straight class. He basically let us know, in life you're gonna be disappointed, but it's how you move after the disappointment. So it showed a lot of class on his part.
I always tell people, like, anybody could get it.
Of course,
anybody could get it, and that's a known fact across all facets of life, business, life. Just like sometimes people think that they're so tough because they're from a certain hood. And then somebody smaller than you, somebody from the suburbs run up on you.
There's a hood everywhere.
And do you dirty because you thought, because you from a certain hood, from a certain caliber, that you can't get it. You know what I'm saying? So, we're going to start with the show, and like when our guests come through, they come through, right? So the first topic is budgeting. We have a budget for balling, but we don't have a budget for business, right? So a lot of times, like we was talking about last week, tax refund.
We flirted on it a little bit.
Yeah, tax refund, balling, and just how so much times we spend so much energy and our money into looking good, like, making sure we in the foreign, making sure we got the nice jewelry, the Balenciaga shoes, the Ferragamo belts and stuff like that. And
the Barnums like the foreigns. Let's put it out there. We like the foreigns.
We like the foreigns. We all driving nice foreigns, which is
we like the foreigns.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? We work for it, but that's a whole nother story. But my thing is, how come so many people say that, man, I need a shot to start a business, man, if I only had money and stuff like that. But our budget always never seems to, like, budget money, put away money for that business. We're always looking, waiting for this lump sum to come to us, right? But we don't necessarily, like, it's a lot of small things we can do, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of going out to eat every weekend, maybe some weekends you stay home, and then the money you would have spent, you throw it into your business. So the first question is, why do we not invest in our own business and wait for a big break?
I think a lot of times we don't invest in our business, that we wait for the break, or we wait, like, quote unquote, we wait for the handout, is because we're nervous, right? We never really know when we're gonna get that large sum again. So we don't invest in ourselves, even though there's something that we want to do, because if you got $30,000-$40,000 in the bank, you don't want to put $30,000 in the bank knowing that you don't know if you're going to get it back. That's all you have.
No, so I completely get that, but you know what? We have to take certain chances. We'll have that same energy of having 40 in the bank and be like, I got 40 in the bank. let me drop 8 on this Rolex.
Yeah.
It's going to make me feel good. I'm going to look like I'm out there getting it, and I'll still have some money in the bank. But that 8 could have been like, the deposit on a place for your business. You know what I'm saying?
Of course, but I think a lot of the times we don't educate ourselves to separate this stuff. Like, and then I feel like I feel like in your 20s, like, you're more up to, balling out and looking at things. And I'm not just want to put an age barrier on it, just doing certain things. But it's through experience, right? When you get to a certain age, you realize, listen, this stuff it's just all material stuff. Once you put that shirt on, the shirt doesn't really help out. Once you drive the car off the lot, it's just a regular car, So a lot of the times we don't take the time out to do our research. And then research of how we could start a business. Also, a lot of times we don't like to educate ourselves and ask help for others.
Yeah. I think a big thing that we have to learn as a people, as a generation, as a culture, is delayed gratification. Shout out to Unicorn of Brooklyn, Marissa Clark, who was our guest a couple of weeks ago, and she had told a story about how she worked for some doctors and said that so many of our people don't practice delayed gratification. So many times we're just like, I'm not gonna live, I don't know how long I'm gonna live, so I'm gonna ball for today. I'm gonna live like today's my last day, and then worry about saving. So many of us, like, are in our 30s and our 40s, and then we'll talk about like all these nice things we have, and then you'll ask them like, well, how much money you got in retirement? And they'll be like, retirement? I ain't thinking about retirement right now. I'm like, the point about retirement is you got to think about retirement well before it's time for you to retire. If you start thinking about it when it's time for you to retire, you're kind of too late. You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted. I'm not here to beat up on people and tell people like, oh, you should do this, you should do this, you should do that. Because we all have that, wait till I get my money right, but I want to ball on people now. But, you know what I'm saying? The thing about businesses is like, until we really know what we want to do, we got to have a slow grind plan to put away for things before we set up that big initial investment. So many people always think like we got to have this big business plan all set, have, X amount of dollars in the bank and start your business. That'd be nice, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times that right time will never be the time. We'll never have that. I have $500,000 in the bank. I have no debt. I have, no student loans, no credit card debt. I just have so much liquid cash and stuff. And let me start my business now. The right time is never going to present itself for the majority of us. Some people are blessed. They get inheritance. They have certain opportunities that present themselves, and they're allowed to, like, take that chance. And I joked on Instagram a couple weeks ago that I'm a corporate creative, which means I have to continue to work this corporate job before I can give it up to be a creative. You know what I'm saying? I got to continue to lay down foundations and have ideas set before I jump into it. I guess let's walk into the building. What's going on? Yeah, so, I'm going to have him introduce himself when he sit down and get settled. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Cliff, so, what other things you think that we should be doing to set ourselves up for the business opportunities? You know what I'm saying? Besides waiting for that big investment, that big come up, what small grind things you think we should be doing?
With social media and stuff, definitely reach out to certain people. You never know, reach out to people, see how they started their business up. It don't got to be a celebrity. It could just be somebody that's inspiration to you. So you could hit somebody on social media.
And I think our people don't do that enough. I feel we're all so competitive. We're always competing, right? We're always competing against each other. We always I want to shine like this person. So we're afraid to be like, yo, can you tell me how you did these certain things? We're afraid to humble ourselves.
People that don't ask don't become successful, right? Mm-hmm. Because the person that came on top, he had to start from the ground up first. So when you don't ask, sometimes you'll stay in a certain space and you realize why you're not growing. And this person, sometimes you have somebody, prime example, DJ Khaled was under, I'm just going to use rap. DJ Khaled was under a lot of people. Fat Joe, Birdman, all these people. But DJ Khaled was the type of person that would reach out to everybody. People be looking like, oh, DJ Khaled's a clown. DJ Khaled is a hard worker.
Yeah.
It's a difference.
I think in the beginning, people was just like he was too animated and stuff like that.
Nah,
but once he got that work,
he built his brand.
Once his brand was bubbling, then people started respecting him.
He built his brand. He motivated himself. Listen, because I seen a special on him. He's like, listen, out on Yes Network. He's like, I was the type of dude that would ask everybody's input, what you call it. Mm-hmm. And when I got on, everybody just expect me just to give them the same thing. But if I just give it to you like that, how you ever gonna work hard for it? He's right. So it's just a matter of sharing ideas, giving somebody the opportunity, but also putting the work in for yourself. Sometimes people think they so popping, they don't have to humble themselves to ask somebody else to get forward, and that's the problem.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have my guest introduce himself.
Yeah, good looking, man. I go by Eye of the Dawn. You know what I'm saying? Good looking on having me up here. Word.
Cool. Where you coming out of? Where you coming from?
I'm definitely coming out of Queens. You know what I'm saying? Springfield, Queens, Jamaica. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everything.
So tell them briefly about yourself, what you got going on.
Again, my name is Eye of the Dawn. You know what I'm saying? Spelled AYO space DA space DON. Just rhyming. You know what I'm saying? I stay with the craft. You know what I mean? Always writing and putting out tapes, promoting myself, you know what I'm saying, in light of the craft and the art, arts and craft type shit.
Cool. All right, so I'm going to catch you up on the topic we're talking about, and the topic is budget for balling, but not a budget for business, and how so many times, we won't take those chances, or we don't put money aside for our business. We're waiting for, like, a come-up. We're waiting for, like, oh, when this happens for me, I'm going to start my business. But we don't make that same kind of sacrifice for that. This rollie I've been looking at, I'm gonna take that chance. or even those $600 sneakers, those $400 belt. Like, you good money with a $30 belt from Walmart. You know what I'm saying? But you need that $400 Ferragamo belt, and it's just like, F it. In your mindset, it's just like it was just $400, but $370 of that you could have put away and rocked that $30 Walmart belt. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. That's
the first question I had to ask is, like, why do you think we don't invest in our business and we just wait for big breaks?
I guess, like, everybody, it's the day-to-day, the everyday hustle, everyday struggle. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody want to still look good, but they going through whatever they going through. But at the same, it might be the discipline, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Might have to just learn how to always become stronger with disciplining yourself to get what you want, because it's never easy out here. It's always getting tougher,
Yeah, and I feel like, every dream, every business that you have is just like, you never really hear the story of a person just woke up and said, yo, I want to be the rapper. I want to be this. They just got into the studio and all of a sudden they selling out world tours. Right. It's 5 to 10 years of pure grind of nobody knowing who you are, nobody giving a damn about you. People laughing at your stuff, because you could be hot, but when people don't know you, it's just like, it's once people realize you hot, then other people like, yo, yeah, his joint always been fire. But go ahead, what you gonna say?
People don't even know, Rick Ross was rapping in 92.
Yeah,
92. He didn't get popping
until like 2005.
But every day I'm hustling. Yeah. So it's like that. If you went 92 to 2005, that's a 13-year gap. If you believe in yourself, you gotta work hard. Even like I used to play ball, and I played high school and college. And I went for free, but I stopped playing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because you get to a certain age, you're like, man, I'm good, man. I ain't going no NBA, whatever, boom. But if you believe in yourself, keep going, keep pushing. Yeah. Anything you're doing, and like, you got to believe in yourself.
I always tell people, and I was telling my wife this the other day, it's just like, you got to celebrate your small victories, because everybody else is focusing on your losses. Right? Everyone else is waiting to laugh at you, waiting for you to say, oh, that track was whack. Oh, that fashion show you put on, the clothes is garbage, right? But as soon as you get a cosign by somebody who's big, who just happened to fall upon your stuff, and everyone's like, yeah, that is fire. You know what I'm saying? So celebrate every like you get, every share you get, every positive comment. Everyone's saying like, yo, your joint is hot. You got to celebrate those things, right? Because the losses come every day. Even when you're a star, stars get losses all the time. You know what I'm saying? But you got to celebrate your wins, because the wins is what's going to carry you through. Losses is just going to teach you different lessons. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the next question I have on this topic, right, is We work 60 hours a week for our bosses, but we won't put 20 hours a week on our own crafts. Like, why are we so programmed like that? Like, you know, even, you know, I work in a corporate job where I don't get overtime, but I still work 50, 60 hours a week, even though technically you only get paid for 40, because it's just the culture of working in the corporate America and finances where you work those 50, 60 hours. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's just like, even myself, it's just like, you only get to work 5, 10 hours on your craft. Why don't we put that same energy in our own crafts? Excuse me. You know what I'm saying? So
because you know why we don't put the same energy in our own craft sometimes? It's like, see me, I work a lot. I do 65, 75 hours of overtime every pay period, every 2 weeks. Because I got to live a certain lifestyle. I like to drive a foreign car. I like to go on vacations. I want to make sure my wife is good, my daughter is good, my family is good, whatever. But it's easier for me to do 60, 70 hours and knowing that that big check is going to come than do 60, 70 hours than if I'm an artist or I'm trying to come up as a basketball player, whatever you're doing, and like just hoping. Because I know after 2 weeks, it's a guarantee that check is coming.
Yeah.
When you're building yourself, unless you got the engine behind you, it's hard to be like, you know what? I ain't gonna work no more. I'm just gonna focus on this rap stuff. Because people gonna be like, how you gonna eat? I'm glad you got a dream, but how you gonna eat? How you gonna do this? How you gonna do that? So it's one of those things where it's easy. It's like a system. The system is taught for you to go to high school, college, and then get a job. The system not telling you, taught for you to go to junior high school, college, and say, you know what? Let me go to trade school to learn something to be my own boss, so I ain't gotta deal with the work economy or this what's going on. So it's like system, because every 2 weeks you're gonna get that check. And you being an artist, right? Every 2 weeks, even if you're doing 4 or 5 shows, you don't know if you're gonna get the same amount because you grind it.
Right.
So it's easy when in the system to just get a paycheck. That's why people were systematic like that.
What do you think?
I mean,
why do you think we're able to like easily work 60 hours and then won't put 20 hours into our own craft?
I mean, definitely you're trying to still get to it, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, some of it is going to have to take sacrifice, but, you know what I'm saying, you every day you're still trying to get that next penny, you know what I'm saying, to just situate whatever you're trying to take care of, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, you got to have your goals and just stick with it, you know what I'm saying? But it's a balance. It's a balance, and I think that balance is where the, you know what I'm saying, the challenge is, you know what I'm saying?
There's an entrepreneur, Gary V. He's been on the Breakfast Club and stuff like that as a white gentleman from New York and stuff. And he was saying how, like, yo, everybody gotta have, you gotta have a job to sustain yourself.
Of course.
But it's just like the same energy you put in binge watching Netflix series, you could be working on your craft.
That's a fact. We all do it.
Instead of going to the club and throwing money at the strip club or popping bottles and stuff like that, like, yo, take that same money energy. Is delayed gratification. And I definitely understand that. Like, to me, what sometimes I catch myself like, yo, I'll straight up spend a weekend, like, if the weather's bad, me and the wife binge watch a whole series on Netflix, which was 13 episodes, 13 hours. 1 weekend, I spent 13 hours finishing a Netflix series.
Time is money. Time is money.
But I could have spent that same 13 hours promoting my podcast, working on my next book, turning my book into a play. You know what I'm saying?
Promoting your business, building your brand.
And I feel like because our dreams aren't easy,
Definitely.
We don't run with a head down. But not that our jobs are easy, but we know we getting paid, so we could just put our heads down and the boss tell us run through the wall, or we run through the wall. We don't think twice. But we're not getting paid for our dreams, so we're just like, I'm gonna do this little thing, and then I'm just gonna see what it does.
Because the way society is set up in everyday life, right? We're programmed to know that, all right, parents wouldn't preach education to kids if they don't know if it would benefit them to get a job. If it was just something you had to do just to go to school, and they didn't know that. And when your parents work hard, you see, I never realized why all the complaining came from until I became an adult with these bills, right? You don't realize why your parents are mad until you become an adult and these bills come to you like, damn, yo, another Verizon bill. I just paid this. But you don't realize that was the past due bill that you just paid. You know what I'm saying?
Every month.
You don't realize, you don't realize the frustration, right? But what I'm saying, it's easy because we're programmed to go to school and then know that we have to go to school to get a good job. Parents wouldn't preach, son, you gotta go to college to better your life. What you call it? If they knew, if you were just going to school just to do it, because they know going to school is giving you, it's gonna build your resume. So when you go for that job, you're gonna have that opportunity to say, you know what, I could start you at $60K. I see you went for your master's. I see what you call it. Instead of you getting a high school diploma, and they're like, you don't have no experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You didn't do an internship in college. You didn't do it. I can't just hire you on the humble because you're a good person. I don't got time for that. So I think it's programs.
How do you handle your work life, artist life balance?
It's a good question.
I mean, with the music, like, that's number one. Like, I mean, I was gonna add to what you were saying because I feel like a lot of people live that way because it's also safe. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to taking the chances. Right. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you gotta do what you gotta do at the end of the day. But like, answer the question is just more like, I'm always working. Like, you know what I'm saying? The money is something I need to balance out a little bit better, but I'm always writing. I'm always recording. You know what I'm saying? It's more like just putting it out there because I always have the work, but. I'm always at the craft. You know what I'm saying? If you love what you do, you ain't gonna just let it go that easy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you're gonna stick with it.
So the balance part, it's not. Is it tough? Like, not we don't know what you do exactly for occupation besides the rapping thing, but like, is it tough to balance that? That's the question really. Like,
I mean,
knowing that you gotta pay the car note.
Yeah.
Because the next show you do might not pay that car note. You might just be doing it because you grinding. So
promotion.
So is that balance? What is the tough part about that?
I think definitely because like, one thing in being an artist is you got to be consistent. So you always have to be ready to, you know what I'm saying? You don't want too much time to pass. So if you let too much time pass, it's because you're not pretty much putting the money into presenting something. You know what I mean? So or whatever it might be, a tape, a show, whatever. So you got to always just. You gotta be consistent, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be willing to sacrifice those dollars to put it in, and you gotta manage your bills too. So that's where the challenge is, because sometimes you might be messed up with your bills. And it's like, damn, I want to put this out like next month, but I gotta backtrack. You know what I mean?
Okay. And that's the toughest thing, being an adult. Like, you made me laugh when you said, it's just like, yo, you hype, payday come. $3,500 hit your bank account. You feel good. You feel big meat like, and then you start paying all the stuff that you owe, and you're like, "Yo, I got $300 to my next check. I just had 3 racks in my check the day before. I paid everything, and then now it's just like, yo, I got $300 to my next check. I gotta eat. I gotta put gas in my car still.
You don't realize the frustration until you become an adult.
And then on top of that, when you have a dream, you're like, yo, I didn't leave no budget to invest into my dream. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the last question I'm gonna ask on this topic, and it's a little off the topic, but it's still within what we're talking about. Is like, why do you think non-black businesses does so much better in our black neighborhoods than black businesses does?
Wait, say that again?
So, all right, so maybe I made it too wordy, so let me break it down a little simpler. Like, the Arab guy owns the corner store. The Chinese food person owns the Chinese food store, or the nail salon, the dry cleaners and stuff like that. Different minorities. The white man might own the gas station in our neighborhood.
Right.
But that black business in our same neighborhood is struggling. But all of our money, no problem, go to all these other cultures in our neighborhood. So why do black businesses struggle in our own neighborhood, but we so quickly give money to different ethnicities in our neighborhood?
I mean, that's a whole big thing right there. That's a whole nother puzzle in itself, because, you know what I'm saying, like, we still trying to get ourselves together, you know what I'm saying? Even the way we present our stuff is like, we always gonna come down on our people, like, you know what I'm saying? Oh, we gotta get this right, we gotta get that right. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just more like, we just gotta just keep pushing at it, like, you know what I'm saying? Just build more black entrepreneurs that's gonna continue to build the culture. Because even if you look at like some of the movies, like, I think what's her name? What's the chick name? The chick, she just did Proud Mary, Taraji P. Henson.
Yeah.
She did, like, you know what I'm saying, like all these comedians talking about, going independent and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just gotta do what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, do what we got, do what we can with what we got.
I feel like we still have this kind of slave mentality where we compete too much against each other.
Yeah.
Where it's just like, I don't compete against the Chinese woman who owns the Chinese food store on my thing. So me giving her money, I don't think twice. But I'll hesitate to go to the Jamaican food spot And I like the food. The food's probably even better than the Chinese food. But I'll hesitate to go to the Jamaican food spot, the Haitian food spot, the African food spot. But I'm going to the Chinese food spot and the bodega with no problem.
I'm elaborating, right? We from Queens, right? We could just be on Farmers, right? If somebody knew that I owned the Chinese store, right? The Chinese store, the bodega, the Jamaican store, and the barbershop all on one block, people wouldn't come there. You know why? Not saying because they don't fuck.
You're getting too much money?
Listen, not saying they don't fuck with Clef, whatever. It's because the fact they be like, yo, he eating already. Why I'm gonna support him? But they'll literally drive 2 blocks down to the same Chinese restaurant just because they're like, you know what? I'd rather give him his money. I'm not gonna keep this dude right here.
Support somebody else.
He getting $15,000 from this one block. Why do I need to support him? He was already support. People are comfortable supporting others than supporting your own. That's what it is.
And what bothers me the most about it is we'll spend that money, getting our nails done, getting our hair done, from different minorities that's outside of us in our neighborhood. And sometimes we're not even respected by these people. Like they treat you ever see how if you're ordering food in a Chinese food store and if they don't hear you and stuff like that, the attitude is mad sharp, like you're not about to spend money with them.
But listen, big bro, people are comfortable helping people they don't know than helping somebody else. If me and you doing the same thing, but we getting the same money, but I decided I invested a little bit better.
Right.
What you call it? It's not saying you ain't gonna be happy for me, but the way some people are set up, they're like, yo, this dude eating already. I'm not going to help out that.
But Rihanna's eating already with Fenty Beauty, but we go crazy
because they can't see Rihanna. Yeah. But if somebody could see you, and they know you doing good, trust. Listen, it's like this. It's not even nothing to do with you going. People, that's what the thing about social media is. Social media, somebody could look great, right? Boom, and the other person could be struggling. If you tell the person, yo, I'm going to help you out, I'm going to show you how to way to make money, they be like, why you got to show me? Why don't you just let me the $1,000? You got it.
Let me tell you.
You got it because they don't realize they don't realize $1,000 for me to just give it to you. It took a lot to get. You don't know what I had to do because they rather you just give it to them instead of learning or just knowing the fact that I build the brand.
Like this.
Show them how to get to it.
Like Ciroc, right? I spend so much money with Ciroc, like all the time, because Diddy put us onto the Ciroc, and Diddy's making money off of it. But if my man from the block come out with something and it tastes just as good, I'm gonna start rocking with my man from the block. It tastes just as good. That. Like Ciroc is a brand that I recognize, and Diddy don't need my $50 on this bottle or $60 on this bottle.
But you say that.
But if you came out with a liquor and it was on point. Mm-hmm. That's my new joint now. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel even better because now I know that I can appreciate my 40 from the first
Let me tell you what the next dude gonna say. Boom, you got the Ciroc. I got Brock juice popping. Whatever, that's liquor. Brock juice popping. Whatever, boom. You know what dude's gonna say? Yo, I don't even know if he using real liquor in that shit. I ain't fucking with that shit.
Yo,
but that's the scary part.
That's the truth.
That is the truth. I got Brock juice. Listen, you got Ciroc. Look, hold the Ciroc. I got Brock juice in my hand. Yeah. Niggas, I'm like, yo, I fuck with Clip, but I don't know if he even using real juice in this shit.
The Brock juice could taste better than Ciroc.
Yeah, because
Brock juice could taste better than Ciroc in the store.
They already think I got that bag. Right. They don't know I'm trying to build the brand. So if you promoting my joint, we all trying to work together. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, yo, damn, son, that Brock juice a little funny, son. I don't know if that shit is liquor or not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but it's regular.
You know the crazy thing about it is, even if, let's just say, I like Ciroc better than the Brock juice or the IO juice, I'd be like, you know what? I'm still gonna IO juice a chance. Maybe I need to adjust to it. Maybe I didn't put the right juice with it. You know what I'm saying? But we need to have that energy because we'll never win.
That's your attitude. But listen, people are comfortable. That's the reason why people are comfortable in putting their money in Chase and Citibanks and not black banks and all this when it comes to certain things. Because people know, if I put my joint in Dave Bank, I'm like, yo, I don't know if Dave gonna run off with the money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if I put it in Chase and Citibank, I'm like,
but what people fail to...
People gonna be like, I'm comfortable with that. I've been with Citibank for 10 years. Yeah, I know what's going on.
But what people
Dave just started his bank.
But what people fail to realize is that the small businesses are watched and monitored even more than some of these big businesses. So Chase Citibank, Bank of America might get away with doing some.
But big
some
bro,
look, hold on,
God.
look at Wachovia, look at Wachovia, Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo got sued because they was opening up fake bank account. They was opening up bank accounts you didn't ask for under your name, and then charging you fees on those bank account that you didn't ask for, and then now you're going into collections for an account that you never asked to be open. They paid a little fine, and they keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Right. But people don't lose faith in these big names, and these big names turn around. What kills me is we turn around and throw money into these big names, and they turn around and don't treat you well. Like, you can't even get a mortgage at Citibank, and you had a bank account at Citibank since you was a kid.
10 years. But that's the same thing, like, with the, not just stereotyping, but it's like the bodega store. You see 10 people in the bodega working with each other, and next thing you know, 4 years later, they all own a crib. Right. Because they were smart enough to know. They came here, they said, we're going to live in this one crib. Everybody saved their money, and then we all going to get our own. We ain't doing that. You ain't listen, I'm not moving 10 family members in my crib.
People be coming from other places and just be one. You know what I'm saying? They go harder sometimes.
Let me tell you, I work in finances, and then I'll have coworkers who are from India, right? Who's making more money than me, higher positions. They live together just so they can save money, and that they both of them are making 6 figures, but they're renting like one apartment. 4 of them live together because they're saving their money for their family to come over, for them to buy a house and stuff like that, and they don't think twice about that. You know what I'm saying? So we need to invest in ourselves, and we need to also not be afraid to take a chance on ourselves. One thing that like as an artist, and what people don't realize is, we all know artists like, Banks, 50, Yayo was all from the hood and stuff like that. We kind of know them and stuff. And it's just like, when you seeing these artists coming up, it's just like, they sometimes these artists are on different times and different paths. And then you do the path like, you went to college and doing stuff like that. And you kind of realize like, yo, while we doing these kind of grinds and stuff, they're hustling on their grind, like literally, like they made it their number one priority. And then people laugh and people be like, they're chasing a dream, but they wind up far because they really believed in themselves. We got to deprogram ourselves to be like, yo, if I have a dream, I got to really invest in that dream. You know what I'm saying? It's funny because it's just like all the artists and stuff, when you hear their stories, they was working at Burger King, they was doing like crappy jobs and stuff like
working
that,
at sneaker stores,
just to get enough money to make sure, even if they was hustling, they would, there's one thing that artists lie, and like everybody was moving bricks and stuff like that, but even the hustling for weed and small stuff like that is just like their money. When they got their money, of course they bought little stuff, but it's just like some of these people really invested everything they had in studio sessions,
studio
paying to promote their stuff,
building their own studio. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And we got to take our dreams and do the same thing. Like, to me, it's just like, and I'm not knocking anybody who strip. If you want to go to strip club, throw your money at strip club, is cool. But my thing is, I can't comfortably celebrate in the strip club knowing that I got debt, knowing that I'm not investing in my dream. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe I might only throw $100 in the strip club, but did I use $100 to promote my show? Did I use $100 to buy studio time? Did I use $100 to get my book spell check? You know what I'm saying? Right. It's a lot of, we gotta have that mentality, like, yo,
think a little different.
The income that we dispose of to invest in ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, the next topic I'm gonna move on to, and it's a lighter topic. It's called Shoot Your Shot, right? And it's just like, it's different, right? We growing up in a different time because, this shooting your shot, people walking by in the street and stuff like that, especially in New York. Women in New York don't have time for that. It's a different era. Maybe some people, maybe everybody game is different, you know what I'm saying? But this day and age,
they cold out here, baby.
People don't got time. People are not taking the time to hear what you got to say. You know what I'm saying? We're in a whole different kind of time. So the topic is just shooting your shot, right? Is shooting your shot offline a lost art? Like, because I feel like, because social media is so popping, now we find people on Instagram, we go in their DMs, or we find people Facebook somehow or the other, and now we verbal pimping. You know what I'm saying? We online pimping, rather. You know what I'm saying? So it's shooting your shot offline a lost art. You know what I'm saying? Sensei in the building.
What's going on?
So, Yeah.
I think social media and all that made it more popping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I still go out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was out last night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, caught up with some things, but the DM game, all that is fair game to me, man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, but it's definitely in New York. It's fast paced out here, man. So every shot, I mean, that whole shooting your shot got a lot of people hype. You know what I mean?
So my question is, like, when was the last time you shot your shot offline, off of social media, just in person? You know what I'm saying? Like, have you done that in a while?
Definitely not as much as I've probably been online, but yeah, definitely. Like, I probably was out going, you know what I'm saying, by the mall or something, or just was outside, you know what I'm saying, at some late night joint or whatever, and just, you know what I'm saying, we're still slick to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And do you feel like the response now is still like it was back in the day?
Man.
Because I feel like, you know, like women nowadays, it's even worse, right? Because now someone's in your DM, someone's on your Facebook, someone's on your Instagram, whatever,
You're
your
looking
Snap,
at your profile pictures and all that.
and someone might know your friend, and then now they hopping on you, kind of stuff like that. Back in the days when you didn't have all that, I felt like, you know, women took more time to listen to it, because where else was they getting exposed to you at?
Right.
But now it's just like, I don't need to talk to nobody on the street because I got 1,000 people in there. So do you feel the energy is different now, hollering in person versus online?
Yeah, I think it's definitely, you know what I'm saying, it's definitely changed the game a bit, you know what I'm saying, like, the chicks got more, you know what I'm saying, more options to them, because just on their own, like, you got Instagram models, chicks is getting wild love because, you know what I'm saying, guys is jumping way faster, they don't even gotta go nowhere,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying, they're getting offers, so, like, it definitely changed the game, you just gotta just do what you gotta do. Some people don't even be on social media, you know what I'm saying, some people mess with it, so they still with the regular game, you know,
Yeah.
catch them where like it was regular before, but yeah, I'll be on the online. So,
So since we're gonna let you jump in, cause you. So the question is, the topic is shooting your shot. Is shooting your shot offline a lost art?
Oh, offline. So shooting your shot in person.
Yeah.
I think the online world done made a lot of weirdos out there, you know, and they getting love because they hiding behind the keyboards and stuff. But I think
A lot of catfishes out there, right?
Not only catfishing, but it's just
Catfish
like,
is shooting
I
your
can
shot.
shine. You like my jewels or the picture of
I
my
could be-
foreign can make you feel I'm appealing, but my mouthpiece is whack.
I could be that imaginary person, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to see me. I could be hollering at you in my dirty boxes while I'm sitting there, you know, eating Cheetos or whatever. But I think it's actually made it easier probably to holler in person, because I think it is a lost art, you know what I'm saying? And real women probably miss that.
Are tired because of all of the DM chasing.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
like, you know, who's this weirdo in my DM, whatever. But when you in person, like, you can't hide. So you got to be on point. And if you experience that doing that, I think you can really impress a chick better that way. You know what I
What do
mean?
you think?
I'm gonna jump into it, right? Because you talking about shooting your shot, right?
Like, is it doing it offline? Because there's going to be different levels we talk about shooting.
No.
The
you
offline.
Oh, the offline. All right. And I'm not shitting on my fellas. Doing it offline, you can't come on some clown shit. Niggas, you shooting your shot and then you say, fuck you, bitch. I wasn't interested in you
I
anyway.
hate that.
Then you a clown.
Yeah.
Because you was trying to holler at her. Then she told you, my man, it ain't what it is. You ain't on my. Listen, sometimes you gotta know what your league. Everybody in LeBron James when you shoot your shot. Sometimes you be out of your league and you shoot your shot. Shoot your shot with respect and class. Even if she turn you down, if you tell her,
That's
listen,
a fact.
Listen,
That's
listen,
something
even-
men need to realize,
even if she turn you down, but you like, yo, you have a blessed day, man. I was just trying to have nice. She gonna come with response like, she ain't gonna shoot you. She ain't gonna hit you with the.
You ease her up.
Listen, fellas, you know when
She
you
gonna
out.
think about it later,
Listen,
like, oh,
fellas,
you know what? Maybe I should have gave
fellas
you
and
a
girls,
chance.
listen, girls and guys, you know when you out your league and you shooting your shot, right? We all have done it. Sometimes you just want to see where your head is at.
You
But I don't never
gotta
feel like-
shoot out of your league though.
I don't never
'Cause
feel
you
like
never
I'm
know.
out my
Hold on,
league.
you never know how you gonna get it.
But listen, if you come back with the same energy, like, yo, listen. There's been times when I wasn't married. I'm married now, and I shot my shot. What you call it? Shorty tell me now. I'm like, Shorty, yo,
Have a
have
nice
a good
day.
day. What you
Yeah.
call it? If you want to drink or something, we could do that. But if not, it's cool. They could respect that because, like, yo, damn, this dude, yo, he wasn't on some. But when you like, man, fuck you, bitch. That's why you couldn't. Fam, you just was trying to holler at her. Now you disrespecting her.
Yeah.
Well, where's the lingo?
My thing is this. I don't agree with the whole out your league thing because these chicks be perpetrating a fraud.
No, but
she might look like she out your league, but really, she might be below you. You know what I'm saying?
But let me explain. The Southern hospitality, that's one thing I would say. Down south,
That's
they
south.
will embrace
They give you a chance
respect.
to spit
New
your
York
game.
is a cold world down here. Yo, these girls right here, I'll give you a look like, Finn, if you say something to me, it's gonna be a problem. So you're like, hold on, now you're like, I can't even say nothing to you.
But you just said the reason why. Because up the block, when she didn't give the dude a shot, he said, "Fuck you, bitch. That's why your pussy stink." He don't even know her. You know what I'm saying? But that's what she
gotta deal with all of that.
If you wanna shoot, fellas, ladies, whatever, if you're gonna shoot your shot, but also follow back with class. Don't come with the clown shit and say and disrespect the person. Because why did you try to talk to that person in the first place? Now you're gonna disrespect them. You just were trying to holler at me, mom, and I'm like, listen. Even with me, sometimes if a girl try to holler at me with her boom, and I know, you was out your league, mom, I would never mess with you. Real talk.
No, if she turn you down with class, then it's okay. You should respond with class. But if she act like a little,
but listen, let me explain.
You know what I mean?
Even with girls, if you know the girl hollering at you and you know like, yo, she ain't my type of that boom, you ain't gotta hit her with. You ain't gotta show her that she ain't your type. All you gotta hit her with is like, listen. You know what? Nah, I'm not really interested, but you have a good day. Ain't nothing wrong with that. It ain't gonna break her confidence. It ain't gonna make her feel away. But if you like, damn, shorty, you sitting on 275. Why would you try to holler at me? You know what I'm saying?
Women ain't out there shooting they shot anyway.
Women are shooting. They shooting.
They shoot
on the low.
They shooting.
I had a situation.
They doing layups, right?
I had a situation 3 years ago. A girl was following me. Like, you know how you drive in, and then every light y'all stop. So she kept looking at me like 2 lights in a row. So I rolled down my window thinking she might be. Lost. She's like, "Oh, you kind of cute. Pull over and give me your number," kind of thing. And I was just like, "Oh ma, I think you cute too, but I'm married," and I kept it moving. But she was nice about it. But I know when the shoe's on the other foot for guys, it's like, "Fuck you, bitch! I can't have your number anyway." Like they owe you something.
Shoot your shot with class, ladies, and because you know what it is, the response of it is gonna be good energy. You ain't gotta degrade nobody when you shooting your shot. That's what I'm gonna say on. This is my point of view of it. Cause you seem foolish to me. Like even some of my mans, if we going out and I'm married, but some of my mans are single, if you shooting a shot and they follow with that response, I'm like, fam. Keep that energy at home, fam. Because I would have stayed home for that.
All right, so let me ask this question. I'm gonna make it a combined question so we could get to that topic. Outside of the club, how often have you shot your shot, and what borough is the easiest to shoot your shot? I'm gonna have you talk about that.
You're an artist now, so don't hit us with the
Bronx.
Yeah,
you think that's the easiest?
Nah, I can't disrespect the. I mean, the most easiest. Nah, I feel you. But
I think Queens girls give the most love compared to the other boroughs.
Let's see.
Man, yo, I was kind of gonna go like the Brooklyn way. I'm not
really.
Even
You think
lie.
Brooklyn girls give love out like
Brooklyn
that?
kind of been showing me love lately.
Brooklyn girls are hard. Like I haven't been spitting game since 2008. It's been a minute, but Brooklyn girls to me was rough.
It's been alright. I mean, 2017 was alright. Queens is a little bit tricky sometimes.
It's bougie out there, yo. They known for being uppity, you know.
Even though you're not entertaining them,
I love Queens.
Even though you're not entertaining them, what borough do you think is the easiest to shoot your shot in?
Bronx. Bronx is easy, boy. You got that foreign. Hey, listen, it's like they waiting outside.
There's a lot of mamacitas out there. They just looking.
They looking for the next baby daddy in the Bronx.
They looking for that come up.
You know what I'm saying? Yo,
they hoping you shoot that shot.
I got Hector and Jose. I want to get somebody else too. Now the Bronx is
Queens, man.
The Bronx. No, Queens to me, Queens is a lot of girls are laid back. So if Queens, this is how they agree. Queens woman's personality is. If she don't really know you like that, she ain't gonna rock out with you in Queens. She not just gonna. She ain't gonna just familiar herself with you like that in Queens. In the Bronx, they show love like that. You be like, yo, damn.
It's been a long time
You know what I'm
since I
saying?
had a shorty from Queens.
Yeah,
Brooklyn
Queens.
has show love.
Queens
Brooklyn
show
has
love.
show love. That's
Brooklyn,
my girl,
I don't know.
My girl
Brooklyn
now
too
is
much
from
on that
Brooklyn.
set up shit.
Yo, man.
That's how they showing love. They trying to set you
I'll
up.
set you up. Yo, come to that
That's
park,
crazy.
Mom, boy, if you at Crown Fry.
Definitely watch that.
Oh, you cute. Come on,
Brooklyn's
bro.
the home of the lineup.
Brooklyn
Home
be
of the
on that
lineup.
setup
You
juice.
over there
Nah.
shining? I like you. Come upstairs. Next thing you know, you walk into it.
I'm gonna say a quick story. This is when I was in the game, and I'm gonna keep it quick. So, I remember one weekend I bagged the chick from Brooklyn, and I had my brother's Jaguar. I brought my this is a minute ago. My brother had the Jaguar, whatever. So, Shorty kept insisting for me to come upstairs. Mad people in front of the building or whatever. It was crazy. And I'm from Queens. I'm like, Mom, yo.
And
I told her straight up, Ma, a dude far from Saw, but it's like 13 dudes in front of your building. I'm gonna wait for you around the corner. She refused to come around the corner. I said, oh, I saw a game you going. I would have been naked. They would have stripped my brother's Jaguar. They like, listen, that's
And me, I used to like
to.
to rock my chain out.
yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna put my chain in for nobody and stuff like that. One time I went to pick up a girl in Brooklyn and stuff like that. And it was
The
just
energy's
wolves
different.
in front of the building.
The energy's
and she was a
different, boy.
project. She was a project girl, but you know, I had worked with her and she was cool. But like, it was just wolves in the front, and it wasn't on some scare joint, but it was just like, yo, it was lineup city.
Them chicks know where they live at.
It's Lineup
Ma,
City.
you
What
gonna have to
barrels
meet
for
me
you,
down the
Sensei?
block.
What barrels for you?
He said the
I
Bronx.
said,
He
yeah,
said the
that-
Bronx.
The Bronx?
I
Okay,
think
you
that's the
co-sign that?
easiest. I
Okay.
think that's easy. But like, I've seen a lot of love in Brooklyn lately. You know what I
Okay.
mean?
Bronx is
Like,
lit though. Bronx is lit. Bronx is definitely lit too.
Bronx is just.
So I'm gonna get to the
different.
last topic, and the last topic is interesting because we're all men in here, so it's a good perspective. What advice would you give to the 16-year-old self? Your 16-year-old self, right? And the sub question is, what thing you learned in your 20s and 30s you wish you could tell your younger self? We're gonna let Ayo go first.
No doubt. That's a real question. I definitely would have told myself, yo, stack that money.
Yeah.
Get you a little job. You know what I'm saying? You can't get no real paying job, but just learn how to really stack some good money, you know what I mean? For whatever you want to do, and always, you know what I'm saying, stay away from broke days as much as possible. You know what I'm saying?
Like, nobody like the account empty.
So what would you tell your 16-year-old self?
My 16-year-old self, even though I was playing ball and I was pretty decent at it, my 16-year-old self, I would have been on some Shark Tank shit. You know what I'm saying? Cause now, I would try to create something. You know what I mean? So, but now I'm 32 now. By the time I was 32, I would have owned this studio.
I think
you understand what I'm saying?
we didn't really grow up in the internet era. I think the internet era.
But listen, the internet era. What I'm saying is, it's not about the internet era. There's 16-year-olds who told themselves at 16. Some of the stories. Yo, I'm gonna go to the library, get certain books. Yo, by the time I'm 30, I'm not gonna work for somebody else. So me at 32, even though I made good money, I made good money at my job. Me at 32, at 16, I would have told myself, I would have educated myself enough so I wouldn't have to work for somebody and answer to somebody. I wouldn't have to get up 6 in the morning to tell somebody that, yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that money you give me every 2 weeks. So I would have looked at it like business-wise. You know what I'm saying? You know, at 16 years old, you think, okay, I'm playing ball, I'm getting these girls, I'm getting fly, I'm getting the next whatever, boom. Like he said, I would have tried to get a job and I would educate. I would have tried to be on some Shark Tank.
Try to own some.
Honestly, we was 16. We about to graduate high school, right?
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. First thing I would tell myself, I would have been like, slow down, because I was trying to move too fast. I wanted to move out. You know what I mean? Be on my own, and that was a big mistake because you want to stay in your parents' crib as long as you can.
As long as you can.
So that's how you can stack.
Of course.
But I would have been, and I would have surrounded myself with somebody who was actually, doing it the right way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And just sucking up their knowledge. You know
Positive
what I'm saying?
energy. That's good.
Sucking up
Right.
that knowledge and invest. Find something to invest in.
I would say the same
Any
thing.
little bread
I
I
think
have.
the number one thing I would have told myself is like, yo, take every risk that you can. Like, the calculated risk, the risk that made sense, and don't be scared because you have years to do the safe things. Like me, when we was 16 and stuff, I used to really love rap, but I never was convinced enough to be like, yo, go hard, because I was going off to college and I had to, get the finance education so I could get the finance job. And I'm just like, I'm still working in the field that I went to school for and stuff like that. But it's just like at 16, like you said, I would have stacked some money up. And then I had little jobs. I always hustled. I babysit. I worked at the dental office and stuff like that. You used to do what was that thing you worked with?
American Express. I had a job at American Express.
You know what I'm saying? But the mistake I made was I got money. I take $300 check and buy Jordans. You know what I'm saying? Just so I could be fly.
As men too, what I would say. And I know it's gonna be hard to tell a 16-year-old boy this, man. Forget them girls, man. Don't listen. Forget
the girls
them
are always gonna be there.
They always gonna be
when
there.
You got that bag. When you got that bag,
it's hard to say. I know it's hard to say that because I would have been looking at what? Forget the girls, man. Get
That's
out of
all
here.
I did it for.
But bro,
you know what I'm saying?
If you just say like from 16 on, if I would have just focused for like the next 4 years, 5 years till I was like 21 on doing what I needed to get myself in the right position. Everything would have came so much easier. I was in love at 16. I was chasing down. I was like, it's a big distraction.
I didn't want because I grew up with 4 siblings, and I didn't want my parents to completely. It's a lot because it's not like we far apart. We all 2-3 years apart from each other. So it seemed like every other year my parents had to spend money sending us to college or school. So when I did make money, I try to use all my money to buy my own clothes. I pay for my own prom and stuff like that. But to me, I would have more like, you know what, if music was the thing that I wanted to do, I would have bought equipment and learned that. I would have, really put my heart into it. And I would have had more, I would have told myself also like, yo, you gotta believe in yourself and don't be shy. Just straight up go for it. Yeah. Because the worst that could happen is someone say no. Someone didn't approve. Someone said you was whack, and you go back to the drawing board and you do it again.
Figure it out, yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying? Like even it's 2 artists. It's 3 artists I could think of who are really big artists that people thought they were whack when they first started.
Kanye,
Drake.
Oh, Drake.
Even
Gucci Man.
Even Gucci Man's something different though, because Gucci Man's different. Akon was just like the Drake we hear now is not the Drake I heard when he first was introduced to myself. Kanye West, just like you said, and even French Montana. Knowing French Montana back in the Coke Boy video. Not what was it? Cocaine City and stuff like that. When he used to freestyle, those freestyles wasn't. No disrespect to French, those freestyles wasn't hitting like that.
Right.
But when he came out the Chopper Down. That was that first joint. I said, French might got something. You know what I'm saying?
But Drake already had that Degrassi paper, so it's
he ran through that. He ran through that. You know what I'm saying? But he slowed down his flow. Even Jay-Z, when Jay-Z first came out, Jay was like humming. He was fushnicking, and it wasn't all that good. He slowed it down. Legendary. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is believing in yourself. I think as youngsters, we like you said, we don't usually have people to guide us in a certain direction. So once we hit failure, we kind of just, run away from it and give up. Yeah. But the key, you realize as you're older, like, yo, everything that I was rushing for when I was younger was going to come to me when it was time. But like you said, it's focusing on it.
I wanted to do everything so fast, man. I was trying to live too fast, bro.
Yeah.
As a youngin', you all over the place, you know what I'm saying? You still, like, trying to
I'm a grown, I'm trying to be out here. I want nobody.
Get that,
So my next question I'm going to have you answer first is, what old head advice do you feel we need to share with the youngins in our community? Like, we kind of touching on it, but, like, what do you feel like this generation now really needs, kind of? Because I feel like we're lost with mentors, you know what I'm saying? Like, because even we don't really have old heads no more, because everybody getting locked up, and it's usually like clowns who are trying to guide the young ones. But we don't have that people that really will take time and tell you, man, get off the block, kind of stuff like that. I felt we have it. I feel like they don't have it no more. So what old head advice you think you would give to the young community?
Definitely just to, you know what I'm saying, always look to somebody, you know what I'm saying? Don't look to an old head. Even if you ain't got one, like, find somebody that you could definitely talk to in regards to whatever you're dealing with. Because, like, if you're looking at your peers, like, you 16 and you dealing with the other hot heads that's following whatever they're looking for.
Yeah.
I don't know, because it's a challenge, that too, because you're trying to be cool with them, but you don't want to look a certain way. So just definitely, don't make no moves on being hot-headed. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, on impulse.
Ask some questions.
Yeah.
I feel like, you said it earlier, I feel like, we don't find enough people doing what we want to do and ask them questions to pick their brains. We always feel like, yo, I'm a man. I'm gonna figure it out myself.
Don't
But that's
be afraid
why
to ask,
that's
right.
why we take so many penitentiary chances just to get lap dances and spend money to do stupid stuff, and we make these big chances and stuff. When it was just like, yo, we could have slowed.
Was that bars?
That might be in the freestyle next week. But we take you know what I'm saying, we take those kind of chances for like short term stuff. Like I said, even myself, like, yo, I wish someone would have told me, like, yo, you worked all week to make $350, and then you bought the Jordan 98s that week. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like sneakers that's gonna be.
Yeah, that makes
And
sense.
even now that I make real money, I be looking at $250 sneakers like, man, I don't really spend $250 on sneakers. But back then I ain't made no money,
yeah.
and I spent the $300 on those sneakers, not thinking twice.
But
you
this
know
is
what
the
I'm saying?
thing. Getting back to my other point. Why you got those sneakers? Because you wanted that chick. That chick to look at you. You know what I'm saying? If you forgetting about them girls, not to say you're going to be a bum, but you ain't going to be as worried with all the, you know, that little nonsense that everybody else got.
Yeah.
You got a goal, you got a plan, and you focused on that. That tail will distract you from it. I'm
So
telling you.
what old head advice you think
Telling you.
we need to give the younger community?
You know what? The old head advice I would give to the young community, like, a lot of times, and I'm blessed, and I say that, like, this is my bigger brother, this podcast, and I have 2 older siblings, which call like, I'm the youngest out of 4, but I still ask them questions about when I'm making certain moves, and I'm a grown man. I got my own money, my own family, everything.
Right.
But it's not a day when I'm making a decision, I'm like, yo, I gotta call more on this. I don't know. Yeah. Like, if more, I don't know what it is. I have, when it comes to that, with my brother and sister, I'm like, I gotta call my brother, because if more tell me he's not good, I really ain't gonna rock with it. And you know what I'm saying? Because I know I could trust him. So me and at 32, and I have a brother 35, whatever. Some 2 older siblings in their 40s. You know, I still look to them and say, you know what, there's somebody that's gonna give me positive advice. A lot of times we try to make decisions and try to act too old before we become that age. So if you're younger and you got older cousins or siblings,
Take
and
your
stuff,
time,
take
young
your time
man.
and
Mama used to say.
feed yourself with good energy, and also take the time to listen to them, because they went through it. Even at me at 32, I gotta make certain decisions, hardcore decisions, and I'm like, most 32 of me, I'm like, man, I'm gonna make the decision on my own. Nah, I'm on the phone. I'm calling my big bros.
But
I'm
that's
calling
why
my
you
sister.
lucky.
I'm
in a great
fortunate
position.
for
You're
that.
fortunate
I'm
enough for
fortunate
that.
for
Some
that.
people don't
I'm
have
not.
that.
I'm the opposite.
I'm fortunate of that.
You're
But
the
what
oldest.
I'm saying is,
You're the
you
oldest.
always
Oldest.
listen. Even with that though,
Yeah.
you always got somebody older than you that you could reach out to. Or it don't gotta be family. It could be an older friend or whatever. Listen to that advice, even though they might not be in a position where you like, man, you're not even doing good. What you giving me advice for? Because he went through the storm. He trying to make sure your lights don't get cut off like his. So you got no real talk. So you gotta listen. You gotta
learn
listen
from other people's
You
mistakes
gotta
too.
listen to
Learn from other
Another
better
thing
than the
that-
people that done did it already.
Exactly.
Another thing, like I said this several times in this podcast, delayed gratification. Like, yo, put off shining. You know what I'm saying? So much, especially when you're a teenager. Like, yo, there's time for that. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be time for you to shine and ball out and stuff like that. Lay down the foundation. I know it's so easy to be like, yo, I want this, I want that, and stuff like that. But set up some kind of plan. Talk to, like you said, talk to somebody who's doing it. Because I'm telling you, man, so many of our youngins reach so far. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, take those penitentiary chances, hustling, and doing certain things like that, just to get small things. Not even having the idea, not the consequences of your decisions. You know what I'm saying? So like, yo,
I heard something really good yesterday. I watched this show, some eat challenge. I forgot the name of it. Fiery Hot with the hot sauce, and you ever saw
the
it on
ghost
YouTube?
pepper, the ghost pepper. I
No,
think
but the
ghost-
guy, he interviews people, celebs, as
And
they
the-
eating wings
yeah,
with different
yeah,
hot
yeah.
sauces.
Yeah.
young,
Charlemagne was on it.
yeah, and
Kevin
Kevin
Shaw was
Hart,
on it,
all
yeah.
of them, yeah.
Charlemagne has said something that made a lot of sense. He was like, you know, we do all these things just to get that bag. He was like, what I would tell people as far as advice goes, he was like, everything doesn't have to be about that bag. If you see a great opportunity, take advantage of that opportunity. He said when he first started working out there for Wendy Williams, her husband said, listen, we can't afford to pay you, but we can give you a place to live. And he was like, okay, because he knew by getting on with Wendy,
Right.
after that, he could write his check wherever he wanted to go. You know what I'm saying?
delayed gratification.
Put that on your resume.
Gratification. So that's the thing. take advantage of certain opportunities. Don't just look at the monetary value involved, but look at the overall value as far as where you want to be in the future and where it could take you.
Right.
You know
So
what I'm
let me
saying?
ask this one last question, then we're gonna let you talk about what you got going on, right?
No
And
doubt.
what would you would you change your dreams you had at 16, knowing what you know now? Like, to me, wanting to be the rapper, I still would have had that same dream, but I would have tried to learn more about being the businessman of the rapper. Like, you know, trying to be like a mogul type, starting your own record label kind of thing, producing your own music. I think it's easier now because you don't need a label if you get a following and stuff like that. So I would change my focus, not necessarily the dream. What about?
I mean, changing my dream, like, back in the days, I used to like to play ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We were playing ball when we was young. I mean, that's something that, I wouldn't have changed that. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I would have stuck with it because it was my past, my story. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't have changed it, but, you know what I'm saying? I mean, where I'm at now with it, like, if I didn't know and I wanted to do this as far as pursue with the art and push, definitely would have liked to have started that earlier, too. You know, I was always writing, even back then. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing I really clung to or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? So, all right.
What about you?
I can't change nothing about. I love ball. You know, I played ball my life, so I wouldn't have changed that. But what I say was, I would have also, I would have tried to be like, you know, more of a mentor to, you know, at 16 years old, talking to the people, because you'd be surprised, people that's popping be hitting me up for advice and stuff, and then I'm like, yo, they, you know, because there's sometimes people don't got it together. You know what I'm saying? So they'll hit you over the advice and stuff, what you call it, and you know, they might even be doing better than you, but they take your input. So I would have been more like a mentor to the people who's younger than me, or even you could be a mentor and you younger than somebody. So that part, but the ball thing, I would have kept pushing forward.
I would have been pretty much dedicated myself more to what I wanted to do. Actually, at 16, I was still all over the place. I wasn't quite sure.
You was wild boy.
I had a love. Yeah, I was wild. But as far as things I wanted to do, I had a love for photography. I always had it growing up, and I didn't dedicate myself to it. I didn't even see it through. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it was.
Okay.
Like, I would have tried to dedicate myself more to the thing that I loved or wanted. You know what I mean? Because when you're young, you do stuff like you play ball or whatever.
Yeah.
You love to do it, but how many people are dedicating themselves to it? Like, I don't do nothing else but play ball.
Yeah, that's a
it.
fact. That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying?
I would
So
have
if I
trained more
loved it,
too. That's what I'm saying.
And
More
it's-
training
what I
aspect.
wanna
even when
do.
you find out like a dude who made it and stuff like that, even dudes that you know who made it and stuff like that, when they was younger, they weren't as nice as you, but they worked hard.
Yeah.
They worked harder than you did. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that's the end of this episode. It was a really good episode. You know, I want to give Ayo a chance to like talk about what he got going on. If you want to leave us with like maybe a couple of bars,
You gotta
not to
leave
put
with
you on
bars.
pressure, but if you want to,
gotta-
you don't have to. But if not,
I
just
just
let
let
people
pressure,
know.
boy. I know you 15 years plus. I need some
Facts,
bars,
facts.
boy.
And not only that, but let them know how they can find you. You know, the social media and what you got going on.
Definitely, man. Again, I go by Ayo the Don. Thanks for having me up here. I'm rapping Queens, Queens, New York. That's good. That good 718.
Okay.
I got the mixtape right now on Apple Music, all the streaming links. It's on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, all that stuff. It's called Queens Baby. You know what I'm saying?
Queens,
so,
baby.
Okay.
How you
Yeah,
doing, Queens,
definitely.
baby? So give us a snippet of something on the mixtape. I mean, maybe your favorite track or something. Just
It's a little,
like, not a whole thing, but maybe
Yeah.
30 seconds, 45 seconds or something.
We do that to all our artists. We had an artist before. I put him on spot. I'm like, listen, sometimes
Yes,
you only got
Samad
a million.
Savage, he hit us with something.
Sometimes you only got $1 million for your shot. You know what I mean? You don't know who's watching, so come correct. That's all I'm gonna say.
That pressure.
All right, no doubt. That's that good pressure right there. What I said, yo. What I said, yo. Check it. Sundown and all the war, aiming at your targets more. If you open up, then they open up the cartridge more. Walking through apartment doors, top like the penthouse. Treated like that movie when they telling you to get out. Bullets through the... Oh, damn. How I
That's
said,
all right. Go ahead.
Ooh, I'll be trying to do it again. I said, sundown and all the war, aiming at your targets more. If you open up, then they open up the cartridge more. Walking through apartment doors, top like the penthouse. Treated like that movie when they telling you to get out. Sharp like a Wolverine, right through the car doors. Better when the bullets scream. Kings trying to pull your queens. Used to have the gold cup, now I got the silver flash. Used to have the hunger pains, now they letting dinner pass. Watch like your carbs or your hydrates. Tipsy off liquor, you better drive straight. Pushing through the tri-state. Trays like Steph. Making bands off music, call it a G clef. Ain't disregard your breath. Front page up on the news, no silencers. When they fly, then I bet they gon' cruise. Don't ever snooze. We be eating out the big apple. Big tackles play the front line. Don't let your ways crack. You graduate and flip tassels course. Playing with a gentleman floss. I'm sliding off cause they woke, but they throwing across. Sliding off, take the pain pills, take the shades off. I'm in the union like I'm Dwayne Wade. Within the wallets when the game changed. They charging credit, it's the same thing. No victories, no to see. Vehicular victory.
That's good. That's some bars. Alright, so Click, give him a shout out so we can get out of here.
Listen, man, same stuff for me. Just surround yourself. All the topics we talked today, I went to church. It was very similar to the topics we talked today. It's 2018. Surround yourself with positive energy. Fuck boys, leave them behind. They fuck boys for a reason. That's what I'm gonna say. Surround yourself with positive energy and leave the fuck boys or fuck girls behind. That's it.
Yeah, listen, people. I don't know if y'all realize this, but time is going fast. It's already about to be Easter. So let me tell you, whatever you got planned, or what is it? I got quotes all days, but somebody said if it's something you're gonna do eventually, do it now. Don't wait. All right, just make that decision now and do it now. Don't wait to do it.
So
I'm gonna
hit y'all with 2 quotes that I live by, and then we can get out. And like I said before, celebrate every victory because everybody else is focusing on your losses. You know what I'm saying? It's easy for people to shout out like, "Oh, look, your shit was a flop" and stuff like that. But they're not gonna big you up when you get a nice win. So celebrate those little wins, the likes, the followers, whatever your win is, celebrate it. And then one last thing is, a vision without a plan is just a dream. And it's okay to dream, but you gotta have a plan to get that vision. And we out.
Yeah, we out.
Out.
Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.